natural boost.
Hey, get your message to the ones who spend. Other major networks have to use 3 or more frequencies to get your message to the listener. One frequency where your message is heard is on 104.7 Iconic Radio. We present the best variety of music throughout the day. M104.7, the home of the icons. For more information, call our sales department at 628-4073 and 221-4913. Call now and request a quotation. No budget is too small.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, Friday, roast beef, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetable. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
Digital banking, online, RBC. RBC banking, online, pay your bills anytime. With RBC, it's safe and easy. Send your money hassle-free. RBC.
RBC Digital Banking is so easy. Granny and Granddad can do it. Bank online anytime from the comfort of your home. Sign up for online banking or download the RBC Caribbean app and start banking the digital way.
Digital banking, online, you can bank at any time.
Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/bank-at-home. At RBC, we know buying your new ride is a very personal experience with many decisions to make. That's why we leave the car choice to you and ask that you leave the rest to one of our RBC Auto Finance specialists, trained to provide sound advice and helpful solutions to make your dream car a reality. The RBC Auto Finance team is mobile, flexible, and will meet you almost anywhere. Visit rbc.com/lovemyride to connect with an RBC Auto Finance specialist in your area.
Whether you're looking for your first or new home or even using your existing home as equity, RBC understands that your journey to home ownership is unique and your mortgage financing should reflect that. That is why at RBC we have dedicated mortgage specialists that provide sound advice and helpful solutions to make your dream home a reality. Best of all, the RBC mortgage team is mobile, flexible, and will meet you almost anywhere. Visit rbc.com/take 60 seconds to connect with an RBC mortgage specialist.
Trinity Lighting, 123 Western Main Road, St. James. Special on LED bulbs. Purchase 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. Trinity, they stock a wide variety of electrical supplies and specialize in light bulbs and parts for all your residential, commercial, marine, and medical fittings. Remember, buy 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. 628-8373 or 622-6935. Check them out on Facebook, Trinity Lighting ETC Ltd. Or shop online at trinityetc.com. In the Miami area, contact them at 305-354-2033 or 305-932-0727. Remember, be safe and wear your mask. Trinity Lighting welcomes you to their main store, 123 Western Main, St. James.
Are you disappointed by astrologers and pundits? Then meet third-generational Pandit Narasimha. He uses traditional methods and gives solutions in problems like marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all negativity, black magic, bad luck permanently. Specialist in reuniting with your ex. Call Pandit Narasimha 359-3939. That's 359-3939.
Welcome to M&M Pharmacy. Strategically located next to Eastside Supermarket in Sangre Chiquito, Sangre Grande. For all your healthcare needs and much more, M&M Pharmacy will give you customer service like no other. Your health is your wealth. That's right.
Looking for good quality tires, wheels? The place to be. Racetrack Wheels. Recognized as the #1 wheel center in the Caribbean. Customer satisfaction at its best. We are the sole distributor for the top performing tires, Salem, Atrezzo, and Achilles tires. Truck and off-road tires also available. Over 2,000 different styles to choose from at our showroom. So come in and check us out today. Get your vehicle outfitted by the professional Racetrack Wheel. 3D computerized alignment, wheel balancing, and nitrogen services provided at all 3 locations. 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Buku, Tobago, and 64 South Main Road, Chase Village. For further information, contact us at 642-1539, 285-9168. You won't regret it. Better be safe than sorry, guys.
Green Dot continues to deliver internet connectivity to a wide range of communities in Trinidad. With our combination fiber and wireless network, you get the service you need wherever you live. Stream your favorite shows, enjoy online tuition, stay in touch with your work team, and connect with friends and family with internet service at a price you can afford. As communities continue to grow, we continue to deliver. Call 224-GDOT or visit gd.tt today. Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
There's a new drink that's transforming what you expect from a beverage. U-Juice is 100% natural and has the power of red ginseng, turmeric, ginger, and the world's strongest antioxidant, astaxanthin. Your new favorite drink has arrived. U-Juice, en route to the ultimate you.
U-Juice. How about me drink, we got a natural boost. Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruca, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
What goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made us savor and the royal class.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Hi, my name is Gary Aboud. I am the Corporate Secretary of Fishermen and Friends of the Sea, Trinidad and Tobago. We went under the Freedom of Information to the Ministry of Energy and we got the exact data. For 4 years, Petrotrin did not rely on government subventions. So 2016, 17, 18, Petrotrin were not given 1 penny from central government. But yet the Prime Minister and members of his cabinet kept speaking about Petrotrin like that they were going to sink the national economy, saying that if they were kept going, they would lose $2 billion a year.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
Hi, my name is Gary Aboud. I am the Corporate Secretary of Fishermen and Friends of the Sea, Trinidad and Tobago. We went under the Freedom of Information to the Ministry of Energy and we got the exact data. For 4 years, Petrotrin did not rely on government subventions. So 2016, 17, 18, Petrotrin were not given 1 penny from central government. But yet the Prime Minister and members of his cabinet kept speaking about Petrotrin like that they were going to sink the national economy, saying that if they were kept going, they would lose $2 billion a year.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
Dr. Rowley said the single payment of a U.S. $850 million bond, which matures in August 2019, plus the $700 million that the company is due to repay shortly after, was the basis on which he knew decisive action on Petrotrin's future could no longer be put off.
In short, the Petrotrin fix was always seen to be bad for politics, and even one's political survival. But we have arrived at a place now where its ongoing failure threatens the national survival. The refining assets of Petrotrin can now be put in a separate company for opportunity attention. The OWTU will be given the first option to own and operate it if they wish.
So when people talk about Petrotrin bringing in US dollars, that is a completely false narrative. It was not a net earner of foreign exchange. It was draining the country's reserves.
But then, if that were true and Dr. Rowley's statements were genuine, then why is there no evidence of any subvention to keep the company afloat in 2016, 17, and 18? And when they were paid in 2019, $1.2 billion from the Ministry of Finance, that was specifically to pay severance. So, are we being run by a government with integrity? Is the public interest being served by officers duly elected who are concerned about the welfare of the least privileged, or are they ambitiously seeking to become the most privileged? These are serious questions, and for those of you who listen to our presentation, I beg you to answer in your heart and in your conscience. When you go to the hospital and see sick people waiting 10 hours, how do you feel? When you go to take a bus and the bus doesn't come, how do you feel? When you drive on the road and you break your axle because the road isn't repaired, when you see WASA paying $1.5 million a day for salt water, desalinated water, and you see so much leaks How do you feel when you see a Prime Minister passing legislation that himself and the President should be paid their full salary for the duration of their lives as pension, but everybody else gets less? How do you feel when you are lied to and have to pay triple for the price of oil and gas, when we had a company that could have produced and exported and kept our economy on of robust and vibrant statures? How do you feel when you see a private company that is secret, that no one knows who the owners are, making $400 and $500 million a year selling oil and gas to ships, profits that should have been going to the national treasury? How do you feel when the application for that company was made 6 months before Petrotrin closed, when the applicants, Dr. Rowley's close friend, would not have known or should not have known of the planned closure of Petrotrin? When you are lied to and told that Petrotrin is sinking the economy, when for 3 consecutive years not a penny was paid in subventions? How do you feel? Well, for me, I feel like everybody's going to want to give me licks because they're going to say I should keep quiet, don't interfere with the bigwigs, they will kill me, they will shoot me. But I feel sad when I see children fighting that don't have proper education, when I see people suffering, pensioners, when I see the Blind Welfare Association underfunded, PAVI. I don't feel good, I don't feel proud, I don't feel patriotic. And I call on you to say something, speak about this video, share this video. Thank you for listening.
More FM, the
100.7.
Was lost, but now am found. Was blood, but now how sweet. Trust grace that taught my heart. Embrace my free release.
What? This hour?
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
My chase I won, I've been set free. My God, my Savior is unto me.
Trinidad and Tobago.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. With Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Vitória de pé aplaudindo J.A.
boy. Time check. It's about 2 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. Hey, listen to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith. Hopefully, Michael Kerr. Hopefully, Director Cuff lived up. Things wasn't going the way it was supposed to. In order to get this thing going, it is hurt my belly. It is hurt my soul. It is hurt my being. It is hurt me with everything. It's like I getting bullets. It's like I'm dying. You see when this program carry on? It's like I lose my soul. It's like I'm dying. But God is good. Again, Murphy's Law. And the #1 program in Trinidad and Tobago is on. The only people voice in Trinidad and Tobago, the Ground Report. Well, besides all the spirits, all the... It's on, it's on. I will continue to be on. But we all have to always remember, keep focus, and in every struggle, it must have sacrifice. In going to a struggle and expecting not to come out bruised, you are living a dream. Don't change struggle. there will be bruises, and you had to expect bruises, or else there was not no struggle. In struggle, things come in your direction, left, right, and center. But when things come in your directions, like all this thing, Murphy Law, just trying to get this thing right, just trying to put up this thing, make sure everything is in order. You will have, you may feel broken. You may feel hurt. You may feel discouraged. But remember, this is how it is within the world. And it's up for you and me and all of us to still keep that faith, still keep that strength. We have to still keep that will, still keep that passion, still keep that drive. Still don't give up, because once you're alive, you have to live here. You're not qualified as a professional, whether it be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer. We can live here and go somewhere else. Those people, I would not say have it easy. Because at this point in time, we have thousands of people already look on YouTube, on Facebook. And the majority of those viewers and people that look on the social media aspect is from Trinidad and Tobago. Some are born here, but some have links from Trinidad and Tobago because the mother was born here and father and left here and gone across there and make them, and you know how it goes. Each and every one of you all knows how it goes. So that's why I doesn't want to hear nobody saying who not here and they want to talk. No. Who not here is because of the same circumstances that all of us are going through right now, whereby some of us will be leaving us because the circumstances right now in Trinidad and Tobago, it's bad. Things are hard. Things are bad. And things getting worse. So it will have a next set of fellow Trinbagonians that will be leaving us. Not that they want to leave us. Not that our foreigners or our citizens that are out there having to make a living are out there because they had a choice. If they had a choice and things was running the way it's supposed to run in Trinidad and Tobago, when it comes to the crime situation, when it comes to the healthcare situation, when it comes to the education, when it comes to these dirty, nasty potholes, when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to fair play, when it comes to the set of dotishness from politicians' mouth, based not on unity, based not on a better Trinidad and Tobago, but just based on they're being dashboard puppies for somebody that have real money. Yeah. As I always tell you, the people, every politician give a little piece of themselves to the mafia. That's my belief. But it's an all part of the vine. From Eric Williams come straight up to Dr. Rowley now. Manning, Pandey, Kamala, everybody, there's give at least a little piece of yourself to the mafia. Because it's the mafia. If you don't have strength, that's why it is people get assassinated. Take Haiti as example. It's not easy to run Trinidad and Tobago. And based on what we're doing and the people that are the power, which is the 1% that have all the money, if you upcome as a leader, as a prime minister, and you ain't know what you're doing, and you ain't take it in stripes, because everybody else did never give their whole self to the mafia. This prime minister here, this Rowley fella, he gave his whole self to the mafia. Manning gave his whole self to the mafia. Kamala gave his self to the mafia, whole self. The Rowley, Basio Pandey gave his whole self. Robinson and gave his whole self. What you understand, you know? This one gave his whole self to the mafia. The oligarchs, the people with the money, the 1% which is made up of all the races, yes, that the black ones today, but them in the minority. You all know who in the majority, who percent in the majority. I don't want to discriminate because I'm not a discriminator. Because I believe Trinidad and Tobago is for all of us. Carnival finish. The Mary Monarch have left the stage. And the Ground Report program will be going more heavy on what you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, really involved in and what's really going on. And reach a stage that you all have to make up your mind for all of us to stand for something. But when it comes, don't quarrel and argue. You bust your tire on the road because the roads are pothole. Don't quarrel. We like it so. You go to the hospital and you had a line up. Or wait for a half of a day just to see a doctor. We like it so. You're a senior citizen. All you depend on is your pension. And you go there to get your heart medication. Or medication that will come up if you have to buy to the outside to $2,000, $3,000 to last you out the month. We like it so. We will continue to be hypocrites to each other. We will continue to want to show, well, hey, I could buy a small box. That one buy a small box, I go and show him. And the next man go buy a bigger box. I buy a 32-inch TV. And the same poor man like me, he go and buy 60 because he want to show his neighbor, his friend, his sister, his brother, that he doing good. All are we living in a bubble? Well, you understand, we're involved in the small businesses that make up the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. They are no longer existing. They're destroyed. Some of you will say, but why they ain't coming out and talking out? They ain't coming and talking out because of victimization. They ain't coming and talking because they're holding and hope that somehow this government will do something that will revamp that or get them to get the US easily instead of Imbert getting the 1% all the US. Some of the business sector only understand, you know. It's not that the business people and some people don't want to talk out, you know. They can't understand only where we're going. Everybody hold their corner that we expect to give we representation. All it have is we. All it have is we. And we don't want to hold we corner for the betterment of we. Let me tell you all some of the things I learned. It's a businessman that want to come out and talk, but they're afraid to come out because if they do come out, they'll be victimized. Right? And I want to believe that most of those businessmen that don't want to come out and talk, Somewhere or the other they have cocoa in the sun, y'all. Whether they have an outside woman, whether they didn't pay the taxes for a while, and they know that, and they know they have a like cocoa in the sun. I don't want to come out and talk, but they can't come out and talk because if they do so, this is what they're going to be going through. They're going through the airport. Political victimization will start on them, whereby well, it'll be shocking, you know, they organize and they start to delay them in the airport, search their bag, do this. All of a sudden, you're going to see customs breaking down the business. All of a sudden, you're going to see the head of NIS and all them different things will be entering the business thing in, meaning they put themselves, they talk out for you, and they put themselves up whereby them businessmen and them, all of them, everybody studying themselves and their family. There's only you and me and all of we that are listening now. Ain't studying studying everyone, because everyone had to live there. Because if we go down the line like the rest, we will be subdued and into that fold with everybody else, whereby it would never have a voice and everything would just remain the same. Nothing wouldn't change. Some of them pastors and pundits and all of them can't come out and talk. Because, again, if someone have no cocoa in his sun, like myself, that I will say anything, whether it be left or right, if I know that is what to say, I say it. The only consequences to that is where it is many people looking at is that somebody will come to try to kill you or kill them. It is what it is. Trinidad and Tobago is not an easy place to run. The system is upon us in a way whereby the people have just been caught in between survival and the rich state where they don't want to take no risk that will risk themselves because they're studying their kids, they're studying how if it go. While we slowly still, all of us are still dying, we are still going downhill, our livelihoods are being destroyed. We are not seeing no light at the end of the tunnel because if we watch if the government have implemented anything to create employment, remember nothing has been created. Everything is being destroyed. They're selling out everything, which is less employment. Many people on the breadline, over 20,000 children are leaving school, have no way to go, it have no hope, it have no nothing, it have no vision, it have no 2030, it have nothing other than what all are we seeing. But all of us seeing it, you know, but all of us in seeing it, we living in a dream. We living in a bubble. And we know eventually that bubble and that dream going and bust. But what's going on is many people in Trinidad and Tobago just preserving themselves. Right, hey, well, it's just 2 more years. I go sacrifice and preserve myself a little bit until the 2 more years reach. With the hope that the people of Trinidad and Tobago didn't come out and protest or didn't come out and do this and that and however it go, but that they will move like Tobago and they will organize and vote out the PNM. I don't want to bust nobody bubble. I don't like to live in no dreams. Actions speak louder than words for me. And in our actions is where we will get the results based on what it is we want as a people. This government already have big businesses, the 1% them that run in the country, lock in all kind of 10-year, 15 years contracts, Trinidad and Tobago, whereas billions of our money is in these people's hands, right? These people and them who run in the country knows that a change of government will be that their 10 years and 15 years or 20 years long sign off billions of dollars will be at risk. These people and them own everything. They own the media houses. Which is one of the most important things because that is the influence. Do we believe that these people and them that buy out all from Rowley to the end, the PNM buyout, totally the mafia gone with the whole. Of every other prime minister just want to give them 25%. Rowley gave the mafia 100%. After today, tomorrow, only hear badang bam boom boom pitbull get bullets. Don't get tapped. What going on is what it is. Everybody, the pitbull is doing is what everybody's avoiding. Remember that video with Crystal in La Hoquette, whereby what the pitbull is doing is what it is that fella won. Cockroach don't go to foul party. Boy, when is a cockroach? Which I am. We all are. Just their media houses will make it look like you all are the best thing. Mama guy, you based on the power of the media and the influence of it. So right now what's going on is that the Ground Report program, based on the monopoly, have been playing a role of a cockroach in foul party. Don't get tired of how powerful these people and amazing. Haiti should give you all a good example. They ain't me no bullets. But they might be an assassinate yet. Because they are still confident that it's just 104.7 more FM. Not the whole of Trinidad and Tobago lock on. So it's just a little percentage. And they don't do their maths because them is multi-millionaires. Them are all the best of all the best in how to channel our brain, our thoughts, our beliefs in the direction in where they wanted to go through mass media. And they own it. They own it. They own the media of Trinidad and Tobago. They owned it. You feel them hungry journalists and them that working with mass media. Remember them in a position like we is cockroach and foul party, you know. Them are their family to see about. Them are the rent to pay. Whether many of the media associates out there, and many of them are listening, they all know what I'm saying here to do the people of Trinidad and Tobago is the truth. All they all know is the truth. But the same selfishness, disunity, and it's because, again, a man don't want to take a chance because he take a chance. And when he look back, it had nobody behind. So he watching his family life and everything being destroyed around him and all them different things. And so people was put in a position to weigh out the options. And the options most Trinidad and Tobagonians have is to organize and struggle and see if they could just see about their family. You know? Because most Trinidadians know that most Trinidadians is hypocrites. We are not united. We don't like each other. We always try to outdo each other. If we for you, we for you. If some people not for you, they're not for you. And some people may ignore that, but some people, if they're not for you, they go out to destroy you. So I understand what it is we are involved in. Many people break, May break. I don't know if many of you out there break neither. Meaning the dynamics of this society and the way things going. There's only a strong person, very, very, very strong person that really, really, really believe in Almighty God. Really, really, really believe in themselves and what it is they are doing. Really, really make up their mind to make that sacrifice. Them is the people that have out there that ain't break yet. And may never even said break. Break will go under the word of discourage for those of you C students. Break as in discourage. Break as in mash up your will. Break as in taking away your vibes. Break as in making you feel hopeless. Many people, the government break a lot of people, you know. But this is the dynamics of struggle, and you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to organize and think of it on your own while you will have the mass PNM media bamboozling your head and all of the doing that. All you know the truth. Average Trinidad and Tobagonian, honestly, using their conscience, taking out race, taking away the race, religion, the politics thing, knows that what it is going on here in this country. They know everything. They know that this PNM government is bad for business, but they'll come with excuses why don't put nobody else. Meaning just leave that person to just, the PNM to just continue doing, right? Because they may have a vindictiveness, right? When Almighty God and the Bible, which many Trinidad and Tobagonians, they say they are God-fearing, they will still go to church on a Sunday or go to mosque, and they have that vindictiveness in them still. With that vindictiveness, they will rather not unite, not stand for the right thing, and stay in their zone because they can handle their stories. They in order, while the 1.4 million of us, we are not. We feeling it, boy. But I don't know when this will done. But I say all of this, tell you all you know, them big boy and them ain't controlling everything. They ain't not going to give up the country just so. So for many of you who might be waiting for 2025 and expecting that the PNM will lose the election, which, yeah, fairly, with God, by God, and by the people, PNM going and lose the election. And all of you want to tell you, right? Fairly. Right? All you know what fairly is, right? Fairly, they're going and lose the election. So long as we have free and fair elections, they're going and lose the elections. They will. But come out of that bubble. Because the people who controlling everything, that already don't get the PNM government to sign off billions of dollars of contracts and monies, of our money, for 10 and 15 years. And a change our government may change that. May. Remember them as the controllers, may change that unless we have a strong person. And I know we had a strong person as in Kamala Prasad Bissessar, which is the former government. She ain't allowed the mafia to go with everything. But with all of that in place, all I really feel willingly, them brothers and them who in control, going and give up this country. I didn't see what's going on now. All independent institutions have been infiltrated. The commissioner of the police is at the beck of the government. They control this new commissioner of police. They control the chief justice. They control the 4 pillars of democracy. They're in control of it. They control the head of state, which is the PNM President Christine Kanga Lou Garcia. Them playing the cards right while we ain't playing we own, you know. Them playing draft and we seen where they're going and take we crown by. And we just allowing it. Them people and them control everything and all. Don't get up with that cockroach and foul party thing. They serious thing. A leader had to know how to come about bringing that change to Trinidad and Tobago. And anytime they look to come across too harsh, they will be assassinated and all. While you all watching it as spirituality and all of me, it's a real high. Rowley them blind. The blind, God not working with them. That's a fact. This battle that we all going through is not only physical, it's spiritual too. It's bad. And we the people of Trinidad and Tobago have been put through a test whereby it's either in the future we say that we was put through a test and we get strong and we find that will for better Trinidad and Tobago, or we fail in that test and all we will be able to say after while being older is that we could have but we didn't have, and that will, and then it's just we children and them that will, and grandchildren them got to face all of that, and in them facing that it will be more brutal, in them facing that with the mass PNM media the direction will be worse. We will have more murders, we will have more, and because the evidence that is used for that benchmark that I'm using for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, is listening to calypso music like before I even born. I born 1977. I'll be 46 in April 7th. April 7th coming in a few, about a week and something from now. And in my years, I listen to calypsos that saying the same thing: bad water, politicians thieving, roads bad, this closed down, that closed down, and all what have been going on then. Maybe it wasn't so bad then, but it's really bad now. It's going on now, and calypsos now will be speaking about it next 20 years from now. Go be the same thing, and we will be vexing and saying, well, look at this and look at that and whatever, and want to blame government and blame this and blame that. When at the end of the day, we have to blame ourselves. We have to blame ourselves on what we want and what we want in life, what we want for our country. Because it all boils down to me in analyzing everything that we are still under slavery. But just now is we own have us under slavery. For a matter of fact, if anybody asks me right now if I would like to go back to the colonial days of the queen and king them running the place and being a slave or a colony of our next country, I will say, yeah, I will rather us go back there. But I'll say that all the things was brutal for all of us back then, and however it go. At least while them white people and them colony, while them people and them was running the country, we still we didn't really have bad roads and all. Yeah? We healthcare system was good. Our education system was running good. We had a refinery. We had cane. We had cocoa. We had train. All industries was up and running under mass of them. And we all so-called come out of slavery. And we the slaves that say we come out of slavery, from indentured laborers to we the Africans, all of we's Africans. All a set of dumb fools out there. Indian go there, African go there. Right now they're saying that in America, in England, is a black man running England. He's an Indian, but he's a black man. He's a man of color. That is how it's been described out there. That is how it is. So while we former colony masters are being run, or the head of it right now is a black man, son of an indentured labor somehow or the other. Because if you ain't white, you're black. We in slavery. Why did we get independence? We had so much before we had an independent. And when we was free, we come wrong and enslave we own selves. Because I rather slavery than this. I rather be a colony. Let Britain take back over the place. I'm sure our healthcare system will be good. I'm sure agriculture will boom again. I'm sure the roads will not be bad. I'm sure everything that we as a people could have been proud of will be up and running for we the colonists. Because we leave from one thing and come to the next. Whereby is we own people. But we are all Trinidad and Tobagonians. We own people, keep all of us in slavery. And not only that, they make it worse for us than when we was a colony of Britain. They make it worse. Because when we was a colony of Britain, we had everything. And now we are independent and we own. We nearly don't have nothing. So let's wake up and smell the coffee. The lines will be open. The lines are open. What's on you all front burner? What's on your front burner?
Don't forget we have a colleague here.
Hey, I must say a pleasant good morning to Lennox Smith. A pleasant good morning to you, my brother. What says thou?
My friend, I thought momentarily there might have been an absence of memory, but it's nice to be here. And based on your introduction, that maybe Mikey, maybe Lennox. So I am here. Good morning, everybody. Of course, East, West, North, South, Central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are streaming on the World Wide Web. President, good day to you. Yes, indeed. Of course, my apology for being very, let's say, limited in my contribution yesterday, but that was due to circumstances beyond my control. But of course, Andy and I will keep you informed as to what were the circumstances beyond my control, and I could assure you it is about, of course, the people's business and making certain. Of course, Andy has, of course, expressed his concern based on reality, yes, but of course, as you know, I am an eternal optimist. When I look at, of course, people like Mandela, of course, when I look at Martin Luther King, when I look at, of course, Indira Gandhi, and so on. In other words, we must, of course, have both sides of the argument, valid as it may be. But again, of course,
well, let me ask you something then, because you're talking, you was a teacher. So, the truth, are Trinidad and Tobago better off being independent now? And when we was a colony of Britain, were we not better off? Straight talk, I just asking a question.
Don't even answer that. Don't even answer that. Hey, Lennox.
Hey.
Don't answer that.
Why am
Something wrong with my brother this morning. Something is wrong with my brother Andy Pitbull Williams this morning. Lennox, we don't have time to answer that. Andy, shake off that spirit. Throw it off. Lay it on the ground. Forget that nasty PNM spirit that is trying to choke you, trying to stifle you, trying to take your last breath of political optimism from your life. Forget it. We have a battle before us, and this thing is real, internally and externally. No matter where they come from, we are prepared, and we have to be prepared. I hear people talking about this one and Devant and what. Hey, listen, we don't have time for that. You must understand that there are a group of people, no matter how small, do not want us to have political victory. They don't want us to restore good governance in this country, especially if they are not a part of the movement. They are against us, so they will do everything when it comes to making sure to hinder the progress that we are looking for. Good governance, to rid the country of Rowley and these taxing lying thieves, to rid the country of people who go to cabinet only to benefit themselves, their friends, their families, and their finances. It has nothing to do with us as Trinbagonians. They ran from Kamala. They extended this local government term because they knew that their political cocktail was booked. They ran. Oh, she weak. Oh, she did. Then what are you running for? People, you cannot forget that. Andy, shake that off, my brother. Shake it off. We can't go from Andy to Grandy to talking about colonialism and bringing back colonialism. Utter madness. Shake it off. Don't let the enemy get the better of you. Listen to the whispers. So you won't have to pay the price when the screams come. Understand where I'm coming from. They are telling us now that we're not fix crime. The commissioner of police, everything that they couldn't do in 7+ years, they expect to accomplish it this year. Why? Because they're starting to roll out their campaign for general elections. And we must understand that. I am tired of this chatterbox, tired of this talk shop. It is time to go out. Who ain't coming in, come, that's them. I come like Rowley now. Who dead, dead. Who live, live. Who want to restore good governance, come. Who is true patriots, come. Who want to rid the country of Rowley and these taxing lying thieves, come. But I am ready to go, whether it be Grandy, whether it be Tunapuna, whether it be St. Joseph. I believe that slow flow is better than no flow at all. And I am ready to flow. I am ready to hit the streets with each and every citizen wherever we go to set up shop, because it is the ground that is going to win this battle. Nobody who's a dissident and have a problem with Kamala is going to win this battle. Nobody who's willing to compromise with Rowley is going to win this battle. Nobody who feel that they're so academically inclined that they can roll up their sleeves and come and do hard work is going to win this battle. It is us. We the people who understand and know better. So Andy, shake it off. Shake it off, I tell you.
Well, I trust.
Hold on, Lennox. Stop your line.
That's it. I trust that the people understand now that this dialectic, this conversation is one for you to be steadfast and to understand we have a job and a responsibility. Because let's face it, the die has been cast, and of course the UNC and Kamala Persad-Bissessar is on the ascendancy. You just have to look at Tobago, look at, of course, the very Sangre Grande that Andy is focusing on. We look at of the multiple by-elections, including, of course, the PNM unable to get more than 25 votes in the Superior by-elections. And therefore, of course, when we look farther afield, when we look as I introduce my discourse to see the glass half full rather than half empty, is the fact that Mandela, we look at, of course, the Indian guru, of course, and we look at, of course, Martin Luther King and all of the others. There was, in fact, struggle. And he is correct when he mentioned that, of course, in struggle, you are going to have pain, you're going to have ache and grind. Mikey is correct in that there will be small groups of individuals on whose shoulder the entire responsibility of freedom, and in this case, of course, our democracy and the defense thereof. Remember, people, democracy is government by the people, of the people, and for the people. And therefore, in successive elections, we have seen a particular trend. And of course, if we were to look at the PNM, we have to conclude that there is nothing sacrosanct about the PNM. There is nothing sacred about them. Dr. Eric Williams, as they claim, left Trinidad and Tobago for them. Well, then you ask the question, who left it for Dr. Williams? and then of course you'll come up with the obvious answer that the statement itself is asinine, and it is necessary, of course, only in propaganda to do what? To promote a situation that is an illusion, but trying to make you believe it is a reality. Now the delusion itself is a reality, but of course you have to go beyond that and below that and understand that of course Dr. Rowley and his cohorts are seen, of course, at the twilight of their days, and ultimately the objective must be to relegate the PNM to the dustbin of political history in this country, and that is where we must go. So, Andy, I commend you, Mikey, of course, your input, marvelous, and of course, I have to, of course, tell the population that do not be optimistic in the way that, of course, Andy would, of course, express it. You have to understand that there's an other side of the reality that you must, of course, adhere to. And of course, as Confucius would say, the longest journey begins with what? A single step.
Single step. So, Andy, my brother, we understand. Listen, I understand pain, Don't think I don't understand pain, brother. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that there needs to be some sense of balance. Sometimes that balance doesn't come about. So, what do? As you would like it to be. As you like it to be. But however, you have to factor in everything that matters. We love this country. Many of us on any given day would stand up and say, this is a nice place, but it's just a bunch of people who are driven and engineered by greed that have this thing so off balance. We say that, and we understand pain. But pain is not something that you can run away from, because from that pain you get the experience. And from that pain you get growth and you get personal development.
Like a diamond.
And my brother, listen, I understand pain. I understand that we could come out here and we could fight Devon. And when we get into government, you see him somewhere in a cushy position. You know what? That is pain. Pain is when you're out here and you're on the ground with everybody. And when you do get into government, you ask a man something, he say, hey, call my secretary. That's pain. Pain is when you're rubbing shoulders together in the trenches, working side by side. And when something changes, the next person don't like what you get. It's a sense of jealousy, but you know that I worked hard as well. That is pain. But that pain could never be greater than the victory of saving our country. That pain is what we have to ride on, because we know the bigger picture for our children and our children's children and the sake of the future of our beloved country. So you have to understand and find that balance. Yeah, brother, I understand you. Trust me. I've seen it. I've been by your side. I know what you're talking about. But we must never put an option that says we can give up. We cannot afford. We don't have that luxury. We don't have that privilege to give up. We will never, and when I say never, we will never be forgotten if we give up.
Yes, people, of course, we look up the lines. Sorry about that. You finished, Andy?
Yeah, let's go, my friend. Let's see who's on the outside.
And I'm saying to the population that was an exercise on both sides of the coin. It is called in language the dialectic, looking at both sides of the coin. And of course, the option we have, of course, is defending our democracy. And it is well said that democracy requires, of course, what? Eternal vigilance. And you will have, of course, like a diamond, rough, it will begin. But of course, at the end of the day, smoothing out and very valuable at the end of the day, and very demanding. So that is where we are. We open up the line.
Who wants to get in on the inside? What's happening?
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's on your front burner this morning, caller?
Good morning.
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mikey, Cuff, Trinidad and Tobago. Uncle Mikey, it hurt me to know that when it have people talk about Ms. Kamla Persad did not give them the promissory note. It hurt me so bad to know that they're not speaking out the whole truth and everything about the truth where they reach. When they were fragmented among themselves. Because I would like to ask you a question. The EMBC, the case they had where they say mismanagement, who pushed that narrative? Was the PNM opposition. When right now the PNM had to pay over $1 billion to contractors for what? Is to prepare the land to give them the house lot. And there was identifying spaces to give them. And the same thing, this hurt me, Uncle Mikey, to know that the people, because of greed, they find themselves political entities to fight the same cause. And there was
You're breaking up a bit there, my friend.
Yeah.
All right.
You have to call back to complete. We don't
understand exactly where you're coming from as well. Thank you. Who's on the outside? Who we have?
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. We have the, hey, let me say happy birthday to Anne-Marie Rez. Anne-Marie Rez, happy birthday to you.
Morning, caller. Where you calling from?
I calling from Central. Good morning to the panel there, Mikey.
Morning.
It's what I was talking on the radio. Here, Mikey, you have to go to the top of the class this morning. I agree with you 100%. And you all are fighting for the middle class and the lower class. And I agree with you all. I always listen to you all. But I have a little problem this morning with Marvin, with the water. I want to say that in Presal, Sesame Street have no water today, 12 days. They know so much of flood we have here, so much of water overflowing and throwing on this and throwing on that. And you just say we don't have no water? You pay bills. Why these people doing this thing? But I want to tell you something. Truth will last and falsehood will perish. These people is falsehood will perish. It's only a matter of time. We trust in our Lord and we believe that He has the power, no one else. And those who feel they have power, that is power for money and to take people's lives and do what they want to do. In a country like this, a so small country, we don't have the water. 12 days will make today, Sesame Street, Presal. We have no water and not even open. I want Marvin, who in charge of the water, I want him to open it up and let people get water. We need water. We need water, we need money too. All they alone can't get the water and the money. It's for everybody. God bless Trinidad with the pitch lake, with the gas, with oil, with all of that. He bless this country for the people. And why only destroying and giving it to other people? And some good educated people in Trinidad here. We are not stupid. We are educated and more than the government too. It have people educated more than who are in the government. But you see, the government is not about truth. They are about falsehood. And I'm going to say it again. Truth will last and falsehood will perish. And you all will see it. Hear what I'm saying? You're all going to see it soon. It's going to happen. And I want to say another thing. When Rowley fell in the pan yard, they said he was hungry or he didn't have breakfast or something. So I want to bring this in the other day, so I'll pull it to say on the air. You know when he fell down and they say how he didn't have breakfast, he was here and there and he didn't get a chance to eat breakfast. I want to tell him that God did that. You know why? To know that how when a poor man is hungry, how he feels. You see how Rowley felt when he didn't have a breakfast in the morning? He fell down. Well, it's the same way a poor man and children is feeling when they are hungry. So God put it in him so that a punishment he gave him, that he will feel how the poor people, when they're hungry, or whatever his heart feeling like that, to know this well that's happening to me. So much I have and I didn't forget to eat my breakfast. No, God put it like that. But he know. But if he educated, he will know that, I don't see how poor people feel when they're hungry. And look at my table full. No. He table full, but that day didn't have no breakfast. You see what is the will of God? And everything that happened is with the will of God, not man. So don't worry with Rowley. And Mikey, you're good. All your boys here, all of you are good. I just pray for all your protection and guidance, and God does answer my prayer. But I was want to tell Marvin, he said he's been in wells all over to put water, and so much of we had extra flooding this year. Mashing up all about the, I hear a little while, and only this year, was the devastation of this country with roads and here and this and landscape and houses, which I never seen before. And I want to tell this union minister who just I can't remember his name right now. He Petrotrain Texaco, before it was Texaco, it was Lee Soul. So I want him to know, before Texaco, its name was Lee Soul. Because I was a child at that time, and my grandmother used to work in Lee Soul. She was a machine operator, and my uncle
Roger.
a yard boy, and after he went up to be a plumber. So I want to tell the Mr. who does, I can't remember his name now.
Roger.
Or it might be Nunez.
Nunez or who?
No, it's a union fellow. I can't remember his name. Not the one who does be in cement right now. Not that one.
Okay.
The one, the historian man. Let me say the historian man.
Oh.
Texaco was, first name was Lee Soul. Because he was a child and my grandmother used to work there. She was an operator, a machine operator. And my uncle is
All right.
in those
That's from what I gleaned as well, yeah.
That's what I mentioned it to you all, yes. So now it's from Lee Soul to Texaco for years and years, and now it's going to Petrotrin. Yeah.
Thank you,
very
Paula.
much for
Appreciate
care, and God bless you all and continue your good work. Don't matter, people,
Same to you.
prayers are with you all.
Thanks
There
a
are
lot.
lots of prayers with you all for the middle class and the lower class, and everybody must raise their hands and bow down to their knees, and we will get success. That is what has been my prayer. That Trinidad must get victory over the PNM, and they will.
Thank you, bro.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much, caller. Oh boy, let's take our next call. Morning,
Yes,
caller.
indeed. Morning.
Good morning, Ground Report. Tuna here, fellas. Mikey,
morning,
I want to draw your attention to something. Now, I have been watching the earthquake in Syria and Turkey. And what I saw there is where the people who rescuers risking their lives in some dangerous situation to go and look for search for people, risking their lives. And why I'm bringing this to your attention is that here it is, where the pariah situation is concerned. Our people here failed to set up a rescue mission when there were volunteers, people who were willing to go and do such. And they refused to do it, which could result in criminal negligence and state-sponsored murder. And the point I am making, Mikey, is that those people who were culpable for putting up those structures in Syria and Turkey, the contractors and those buildings, they have been held and they've been, imprisoned. And therefore, I am saying that if it was criminal negligence on the part of those people who build those structures and they not adhere to the building codes and whatnot and things, charged for criminal negligence, I am saying that the same thing should apply here to those people who fail to have a rescue mission, the pariah executive, Newman George, and the Mustaq Mohammed, and all of them. You understand what I'm saying, Mikey? Because this is something that
Yes.
one would have expected that they would ensure that there was something to rescue these people. But nothing took place, and they went about it like it was nothing. But here it is, you see, in Syria, where they are holding people responsible for putting down these kind of structures, and they don't adhere to the building codes and whatnot, and therefore resulted in the death of people. Therefore, similarly, I am saying that the people here from Pariah Fuel, everybody, up to all of them, including Stuart Young and Rowley, all of them, the Minister of Labour, all of them, and so when I listened to that press conference last night with Rudal Munilal and this next guy again, Rudy Indar Singh, boy, this thing is frightening to see what is happening. And as you hear Rudal Munilal say, that investigation into the fire missing the ammunition by the police service, he said that they've told Christopher early Joan thing. That I call she early, I don't say early, because she get the job earlier than I expected. And therefore, he said that they would not accept that excuse that they have an ongoing investigation and all that kind of damn nonsense. And it's the same thing what he said in advance. It's the same thing she come and say, and you will see nothing different from she. And she responds to question posed as it relates to crime and criminal activities. Okay, fellas, have a blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Morning.
Good morning.
Price. I wanted to know something. How's your young daughter they get hold with all them drugs and she end up completing her degree in Venezuela? You understand? Hello?
I hear you, my friend.
Yeah, because that make no sense. I know people get hold with $25 a weed and they get $5,000, $15,000 charge. This girl gets to go in the next country and study and get a degree. That don't make no sense at all. And nobody adjusts in that situation. Well, that is a day for my country.
That's just to me, Andy, Mikey. I don't know about it.
Well, that's what I heard.
Yeah, it made international news last year. It was
Last night? Okay. And well, of
that was
course,
last year. I think last year.
She's part of the foul. She's part of the fouls. We's cockroach. And yeah, fouls will get ready. Cockroach will be eaten.
Yeah.
Well, Andy, believe it or not, they said that the only life form that might exist after a nuclear blast are cockroaches.
Cockroach. Yes, correct.
Cockroach. Morning, caller. Calling from. What's your contribution on the Go Report this morning?
So don't decry them.
It's more than a month. Partner. This 500 rounds of .9 millimeters missing from the police service. Check it out now. No, because the new commissioner wasn't there before. She's there about 3 weeks now, and it's more than a month. The same day that woman picked up office, I was happy for she. So we try somebody else. And the same day she picked up office, she's supposed to have a file on this. Mikey K, Lennox, Andy, tell me if I'm wrong. The same day she take up that office work as the COP, she's supposed to get that file. She ain't get a file yet, you know. A month gone and she ain't get a file yet. This one ain't gonna be missing though. I tell you, this one ain't gonna be missing.
Yeah. Especially when she had a date with the GSC on national security, which she was drilled on yesterday.
We have something that we had to clear in Trinidad and Tobago, which is, again, because all hands had to be on deck. At the end of the day, out there, it have people satisfied with some things, dissatisfied with some things. Yes, I know it's not everybody will jump on board. But if it have issues that need to be addressed, we have to address it. Whether we support a party, a political party or not, it have issues have to be addressed. And it have things that should not be stayed out there that will make it hard for we to get rid of Rowley. Such as the two things that we spoke about yesterday. Right, we will have Rudar in Darsing. Well, it's done after 8, but when we take the break and come back, to clear the air on Caroni. It have Caroni workers are holding the UNC responsible and not wanting to support based on they are saying that the UNC treat them bad. And we need to know whether it's truth or if it's not truth, for the correct information to come out based on why plenty of these Caroni workers and then Mikey K ain't get the land and the thing here, the people disenchanted.
I agree with you. I agree. The air needs to be cleared on that.
Yeah, right. And they cannot be ignored. Because being ignored, people will play ignorant. People go play stupid. People go play Russian roulette will be live. Our next Rowley right now is bad. So we have demons that we have to address. Right? And the next demon we have to address is, because I dig for it, it was bothering me. Where might have people that, yes, and that was the propaganda, Wall Street and them, in editing thing to make it sound like Kamala Prasad Bissessa said that you have to put your party first before country. Not while some people didn't understand that when that statement was made, and it wasn't self-made, when that was made, it was internal elections. It was when Sanka took out one, and then it was the last internal elections last year, 2022. When I Google it, I think it was in June or something. So was the internal elections back then. That when Vassan Bharat and Devan Maharaj and all of them. And the lady used a statement accordingly dealing with the internal elections. It was cut, edited, and put out there. So people watching this lady, I like facts, you know. Like if this lady telling the people that, hey, like Kamala telling people about vote for pay a party first before country. When I know, when Kamala Prasad says is addressing the wider public at the end of the day, the lady that's always say, let's put God first and walk behind. I never hear this lady say nothing about no, put your political party first before your country. But the PNM people, very good. I ain't find the next one, but I find the one with Sanka that they caught up. Listen, Mikey.
You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell. You have to support your party. You say you support country before party. Well, go to hell. Go to hell. You have to support your party. You